welcome back. We just got this 32 in. New customer owns it. He just bought it. I think the car's actually out of California, or was originally built in California. So it's a Brookville Roadster. The new owner just took possession of it recently and brought it in. It's got a few little quirks about it. He's got a little list, but it's a nice car. It's steel body, a little small block chevy. It's got this really nice multi-louvered hood. It's got the extra side panel louvers. Then they did a really nice job putting the curved louvers in the top. It's just a late model 350 with carburetor. Just a really nice driver. So we got a little list on it. It's got a pretty nice little interior. It's came with some receipts of some work that's been done. So there's been a lot of work done by the Hollywood Hot Rod shop out in California. It's got straight axle front end with hairpins, 9-inch Ford rear end with also hairpins. Kind of a traditional interior. And then we're just going to go over his list. Some electrical issues, a little slop in the steering box that needs adjusting. Really just a nice car. So we'll film some of the work that we got going on this next week. Probably have this thing out of here in 2 or 3 days. The main reason it's actually here is to do what we call a nut and bolt check on it. New owner, new car, didn't know anything about it. So we're just going to crawl in under it, look it over, see if there's anything that needs attention, make him aware of it, and then we'll approach that at that point. So that's currently where we are on this car here. So this past week we also got in this 65.6 Mustang GT. Customer basically bought all the stuff from us, wiring harness, Holley, sniper, CPP front suspension, rear suspension, and has done all the work himself, which I give him credit for doing all that themselves. But he's been chasing an electrical drain, so that's why the car's here. So none of the wiring is loomed or routed yet because the customer couldn't find the drain and he didn't want to come in and do all that for us to have to cut it all back apart. So the car's here for that. Then we also got to make some spacers for the front suspension for alignment purposes. We ran into this on the powder blue 66 that we just finished. Just due to the lifespan of the car and its history, the upper control arm pads have been moved over time, just weak. It's kind of a characteristic of a subframe car. So we had to make a spacer to move the A-arms out to be able to get the correct alignment, and we got to do the same thing for that one. So that's kind of where this is. It is a factory GT car. You can see it's got the roll cage in it. Dash is still out of it currently, but he's got the Dakota Digital. It's going to be a nice car for when it's done. So we've got that going on. We got the square body that we're finishing up. Having a few issues. It's converting it to power windows, and we're using an aftermarket kit. And we're just they're come to find out those are aftermarket doors on this car. So we're having a lot of issues with compatibility, but we're making it work. We've got quite a bit done on the 49. We're getting ready to start doing some paint sample test spray colors and start choosing some interior colors just so we have that ahead of us. But the car is real close to being ready to come apart for paint and body. We'll go on back to the back, I guess. We got the one-piece power window kits in, and Kenny's modified the doors, taking the vent window stuff out. We've also had to do a little modification to the doors for gaps. We've added some to those in a couple of areas. And then we've also done a company called Altman Latch Company, owned by Trick Manufacturing. They make this bear claw latch kit. It's intended to be a bolt-in kit, but we've actually just come in and modified it to make it a weld-in kit so that we don't have that overlap of the plate and stuff here. So that's kind of where we're at. He's working on the other side now, getting that finished up. And he's also got some of the gaps cleaned up on that side. So we're getting real close on this one. As we talked about in one of our other videos, Brandon's been working on the back seats. And we're having to notch the wheel tubs a little bit to get the bucket seats to go in there. Let me go around and open up that other door. And what you can see here, so he's in the process of recessing the tub a little bit and notching this part of the floor so that the seat will scoot back as far as it can to fit up against the package tray. And then he'll reinforce the floor for his nut plates for mounting it. So that's currently where he's at, and once that gets done, then he'll take the cardboard template and finish the center console, and then that'll be real close to being done. At that time, we'll probably pre-make some of our interior panels and figure out the headliner design, so if we ever need to do any welding up in here if it's going to go a one-piece headliner, we'll make all those provisions now before it goes into paint and body. So that's kind of currently where we are on this car. We're still coming along. You can see the piece of the center console, but we talked about that earlier. So that's kind of where we are right now. So let's take a quick look at where we are at the moment with some of the stuff that's going on around the shop. So on the 57 Chevy truck project, Kenny has got the bumper pretty much dialed in. We finished filling in the top of it here, both sides. We filled this in. Now we're going to notch this a little bit here and recess that so the license plate will have a nice flat surface to go to. And then we've got it pre-notched for the exhaust outlets. We've got to fine tune it on both sides a little bit and tweak on the exhaust outlets, get them flush. But that's kind of where we are. We got the bumper bolts welded up. And progress on this one's going to slow down for just a little bit. Kenny had to have some shoulder surgery, so he's going to be out for a little bit. But we will be continuing on this project as time does allow with some of the other guys. So that's where we are on that. And then here on the 56, we've been working on the console. Well, as you can see, Brandon's knocked this one out of the park. We got the back section done, got the rear seats mounted, got the trim mounted here to follow up with what's in the front, and this will all be covered in leather. You can kind of see the back seat frames. So the back seats are also the same as the front that we've modified after we got them in-house. They're a bolted-in fixture, so those seats will go in, and then all the paneling and console will blend in around the seat. So that's kind of where we are on that. We're getting real close, to being done with this one. As far as fabrication, we have a few little things to do. Power window switches here or there, maybe make a few little pre-make some trim panels, but that's about it. And then this car will be ready for body work. And then we've got this new project in, little 32 5-window coupe, another project we've inherited from another shop. We've done work on this car in our past. In the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, we did some interior work on this car. I did. And then in the early 2000s, we put an independent rear end in this car. But now, currently, the customer had sent it off to another shop to have paint job done on it. And 10 years later, the car's not painted. So now we've inherited the project. And it's going to be a total build, way more than just a paint job. We're going to be doing quite a bit. A lot of metal fabrication, a lot of one-off stuff. Redoing the front look of the car some. As you can see, it's a 5-window coupe, but it's got suicide doors on it. We're going to tweak on this concept a little bit, bring our own flair and taste into it. We've Be doing some body mods to it. Excuse me, I've been fighting a cold. Do some body mods to it, change up the look, the side profile of the car some. We have quite a bit to do on this one. They gave us a pretty decent base to start with, but we're going to take it and roll with it. Changing the front headlight stuff on it. Going to be redoing some stuff in the trunk, new gas tank style, new concept on the gas tank. Possibly some sort of a C8 Corvette looking style exhaust outlet concept coming out the tail end of the car. This car's going to sit pretty low when it's all said and done. So that's kind of where we are on this. It just came in, the end of December. So it came in on Friday, right before the holidays set in. I don't know what else. Some of the stuff, the metal work up here, we're going to redo, bring some drip rail stuff back into it. They've taken a lot of the look out of the car. And we're not going to go traditional hot rod theme. He's going to let us put our own twist and flair on it, so we're going to kind of let Brandon just go with his ideas and concepts and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we are right now. As this one's going, we'll be doing some pretty good fabrication videos on this one. Like I said, we got a lot of ideas and neat little trick things we're going to try to do for it. What else? Lincoln, or the Continental's about ready. It's getting ready to go home. The Blazer, we just got to clean it up, and then when the customer at his convenience will be coming to pick that up. So those projects are done. We are also working on updating our website and our catalog on the website. We have that coming up. We're working on some new t-shirt designs, so we'll be coming out with some new t-shirts, and we're also going to try to get some new hats out here sometime this month. So please follow along on that. Stay tuned with that stuff, and once they come out, buy those things. We need them. We need to sell them. Get them out there. Anything else you can think of? That's it. So we want to thank y'all for our support for 2024. Every time y'all watch the videos and hit like, and the ones that subscribe, the new members that have subscribed, we really want to thank y'all for that. And we also want to wish everybody a happy new year moving forward. And we're looking to a lot of new things coming up in 2025 with some expansion, new facilities, more space on the shop. So those things will come up. Those will be some videos of their own. So anyway, we want to thank y'all again for joining us and supporting us. And watch out, we got new things coming. Thank you.